Welcome to CloudFront CDN. Make your website lightning fast, worldwide. This video explores how AWS CloudFront uses over 450 global locations to deliver your content quickly, ensuring a fast experience for every visitor, no matter where they are. This program is Module 5, Episode 1 of the AWS and Cloud Foundation series, brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
The core problem is that your server is in one place, but your customers are everywhere. When a visitor is far away, the request and response trip adds up. For example, a trip from Virginia to Singapore can mean a full second lost just to latency. This delay means if your server is in Virginia and your customer is in Singapore, they are waiting. CloudFront eliminates this wait by bringing your content to them, not the other way around. A content delivery network, or CDN, is a global system of servers that stores copies of your content near your visitors. Instead of hitting your origin server every time, visitors are served from the nearest, quote, edge location, drastically cutting load time. Think of it like a bookstore. Without a CDN, a single warehouse in New Jersey ships everything, resulting in slow, expensive shipping. With a CDN, your books are stocked in local stores worldwide, allowing customers to get their books immediately. AWS CloudFront is a purpose-built CDN. It features over 450 edge locations for local content serving and millisecond latency, with cached content served in under 10 ms. Plus, it offers pay-per-use pricing with no monthly minimums. The CloudFront request flow starts with a visitor request, followed by an edge lookup to find the nearest location. The content is then either served from the cache or fetched from the origin, ensuring subsequent requests are served instantly. CloudFront and S3 are a natural pairing. Your S3 bucket acts as the origin, while CloudFront is the global distribution layer. This setup reduces S3 request costs and allows you to keep your S3 bucket completely private. CloudFront can distribute a variety of content. This includes static websites, images and media, large video and download files, as well as APIs and dynamic content. Cache behaviors are rules that define what gets cached, for how long, TTL, and how to handle updates. If content is updated, you can force a cache invalidation to clear the old version across all edge locations. Choosing the right time to live, or TTL, is a balancing act. For HTML pages, a short TTL of 5 to 60 minutes is recommended. For stable assets like videos or PDFs, 30+ days is beneficial. For API responses, no cache is best. CloudFront supports HTTPS by default, with no configuration required. The process involves requesting and verifying a free SSL/TLS certificate via AWS Certificate Manager, attaching it to CloudFront, and enjoying automatic renewals. This means free, auto-renewing SSL with zero configuration after setup. This saves businesses hundreds of dollars a year, as the SSL certificate is permanently included with ACM and CloudFront. CloudFront accelerates dynamic content too. Even uncached responses benefit from persistent, optimized connections. Features include API acceleration, geographic routing to the nearest regional backend, and lightweight logic via CloudFront functions. CloudFront functions allow serverless edge logic before content is served. Use them for URL rewrites and redirects, request authorization by validating tokens, and A/B testing by routing visitors to alternate page versions. CloudFront distributions include AWS Shield Standard, providing baseline DDoS protection at no extra cost. This automatically shields against volumetric, reflection, and network layer attacks. For small businesses, this protection absorbs junk traffic at the edge, preventing site downtime during attacks. The true cost of CloudFront is surprisingly affordable. Pricing is usage-based and transparent. For example, serving 10 gigabytes of content might cost less than $1. New accounts get 1 terabyte of free data transfer per month on the AWS free tier, and SSL certificates via ACM are permanently free. Comparing costs, AWS CloudFront has a $0 monthly minimum, low data transfer costs, and a free SSL certificate via ACM. For businesses already in the AWS ecosystem, the integration with services like S3, WAF, and Lambda eliminates the manual configuration overhead required by dedicated CDN providers. Site speed is a critical business metric, not just a technical one. Faster load times directly impact revenue and SEO. Slow sites hurt Google rankings, increase bounce rates, and cost sales. a 100 milliseconds delay can cost 1% in sales for an e-commerce business. In summary, CloudFront offers 4 key benefits: a better user experience through fast load times, improved SEO rankings from better core web vitals scores, lower origin costs by absorbing traffic, and built-in security with free DDoS protection and HTTPS. The setup process is straightforward. Starting from an existing S3 website, you will create a distribution, set the S3 origin, configure HTTPS, and define cache behaviors. Once deployed, your website is served globally, and the CloudFront domain is immediately live. Step 1 is creating the CloudFront distribution. Configure the origin domain to your S3 bucket, use origin access control for S3 privacy, set the viewer protocol policy to redirect to HTTPS, and choose a cache policy optimized for static content. Set the price class based on your required geographic coverage. Step 2 is configuring HTTPS with ACM. Request a public certificate in ACM, validate it via DNS, and then attach the certificate to your CloudFront distribution as a custom SSL certificate. Finally, add your custom domain as an alternate domain name. Remember to use the US East 1 region for ACM certificates. Step 3 is using the CloudFront speed test to demonstrate impact. This built-in tool shows response times before and after your distribution is active. You will see millisecond latency after caching, a clear way to show stakeholders the real-world performance improvement. Step 4 is running a cache invalidation for immediate content updates. When you change a file on S3, the edge cache remains until the TTL expires. To refresh instantly, create an invalidation request in the console, specifying the file path or using ** to clear everything. This diagram illustrates the complete S3 plus CloudFront architecture. It is a production-grade, globally distributed setup where CloudFront seamlessly integrates security and caching with the S3 origin. This entire architecture is highly cost-effective. Different businesses need different configurations. E-commerce sites should aggressively cache images but never checkout pages. A content site should balance freshness and performance with a short HTML TTL, while a SaaS app front-end benefits from long TTLs on version JS/CSS bundles. CloudFront does not fix a slow application, replace a load balancer, or provide WAF protection without an extra cost. However, it does dramatically reduce latency for static content, eliminate direct origin traffic, provide free HTTPS, and absorb DDoS attacks. Monitor your distribution using key CloudWatch metrics. Track cache hit rate to ensure cache efficiency, monitor error rate for configuration issues, watch data transfer out for billing, and compare total request count at the edge versus the origin. In a real-world example, a small e-commerce site saw average page load times drop from over 4 seconds to less than 1 second, reducing server load dramatically. This resulted in a 40% improvement in bounce rate after implementing CloudFront. The operational simplicity of CloudFront is a major benefit. Once configured, certificate renewals, edge scaling, DDoS protection, and pricing are all handled automatically, saving time for small teams. The key takeaway is clear. If your business has a website, CloudFront should be in front of it. It improves user experience, boosts SEO, and reduces origin server costs simultaneously. Setup takes minimal time and then runs itself. Here is a preview of the website performance checklist covering 5 essential configurations. The first is having a CloudFront distribution in front of your origin, whether S3 or EC2. Second, enforce HTTPS via a free auto-renewing ACM certificate. The remaining items include tuning cache behaviors for different content types, pointing your custom domain to CloudFront, and setting up CloudWatch alarms to monitor error rates and cache hit ratio. These steps ensure optimal performance. Coming up next is M5E2, focusing on auto-scaling. This service automatically adjusts your compute capacity in response to real-time demand, ensuring your application stays online during traffic surges.